Namaste children. I hope you all are fine. Today, the topic which I have chosen for today's class is the next poem of your syllabus, which is given in Hornbill, and the name of the poem is The Laburnum Top, which is written by Ted Hughes. Before I start with the explanation of the poem, children, let us know something about the poet. He is an English poet and a children's writer. He is also known as one of the best poets of his generation and the best writer of 20th century too. He is not only a tremendous poet but also a dramatist, a teacher and short story writer. So children, let's start with the explanation of stanza 1. I want all of you to underline the difficult words of this poem and note down the meanings also. The first line of the first stanza is, the laburnum top is silent, quite still. Children, let us understand first what is laburnum. Laburnum is the name of a tree. This tree is short-hearted. It is laden with yellow flowers and leaves, and its seeds are known as poisonous seeds. So here the poet says, the laburnum top. Top means the upper part of the laburnum tree. Silent here refers to calm, and silent means motionless. Motionless means lifeless. It was without movement. The poet says the upper part of the laburnum tree is absolutely quiet, calm and motionless. It was not showing any kind of movement, which means that day when the poet was watching the laburnum top, no wind was blowing or no bird was sitting on the top of the laburnum tree. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. The poet says it was an afternoon. It is the month of September. Sunlight. The sun was shining brightly that day. And the poet says it is the autumn afternoon. When the yellow rays of the sun were falling on the laburnum tree, it seems the whole tree was bathing in yellow rays of the sun. A few leaves yellowing. Yellowing means turning yellow in color, which means because of autumn season, the leaves of the laburnum tree were turning into yellow color and all its seeds. Its here refers to the laburnum tree, that because of autumn season, leaves of the tree were turning yellow in color and seeds were also falling on the ground. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp. Chirp means a sound which is produced by birds. As you all know, the bird chirps. Twitching means sudden movement. Here goldfinch refers to the goldfinch bird. Goldfinch is a bird which is also yellow in color. In the first stanza, we noticed that there was no movement in the laburnum tree. But now, what has happened? A bird comes on the laburnum tree. Suddenness means quickness. So, how does it come? Quickly. Children, please note down the meanings side by side. Quickly. And a startlement. Startlement here refers to amazement at the branch end. So, all of a sudden, the goldfinch bird comes on the laburnum tree, sits at the end of a branch and starts chirping. Stanza 2. Then sleek as a lizard. Sleek means smooth. Here smooth means smooth movement of the goldfinch. The poet has compared the movement of the goldfinch to the movement of the lizard. The poet says, just like a lizard, the goldfinch moves to the laburnum tree, moves to the branches of the laburnum tree, and it remains as smooth as a lizard remains by moving from one corner to the other corner. And alert. Alert means careful, or you can say to be very cautious. As a lizard remains very careful by moving, in the same way the goldfinch also moves inside the branches of the laburnum tree, keeping herself very careful and abrupt. Abrupt means all of a sudden. Actually, what happens, the goldfinch doesn't want anyone to notice her presence on the laburnum tree. She enters. Here she refers to the bird, goldfinch. Enters means moves, and thickness means thick branches of the laburnum tree. Thick branches of the laburnum tree. So see, just like a lizard, she remains very careful, and very quickly, all of a sudden, the goldfinch enters the thick branches of the laburnum tree, and a machine starts up of chitterings. Actually, why does the goldfinch come on the laburnum tree? Because she has made a nest for her young ones on the tree. And when she comes on the tree, the young ones look at their mother. They become excited with the presence of their mother, and the goldfinch also starts feeding to her young ones. With the presence of their mother, and after being fed by their mother, they also feel happy. So just to show their happiness, what do? They start chitterings. Chitterings also means the sounds which are produced by the birds. And a tremor of wings. Tremor here refers to something shaking. What do? They start shaking their wings and trillings. Trilling means the repetition of different sounds produced by the young ones of the goldfinch. So when they look at their mother, when the goldfinch feeds her young ones, just to show their happiness, their affection towards their mother, they start jittering, they start shaking their wings and produce different sounds. Children, here the poet says, as if a machine starts up. You must have noticed, if we add fuel to an engine, what happens? The machine starts functioning. In the same way, they were also feeling hungry. But after they were being fed by their mother, what happened? Their hunger was satisfied. They felt energy in their body, and they started chitterings. They started flapping their wings and showing their love and affection towards their mother. The whole tree trembles and thrills. Trembles means shaking violently. Trembles means shaking, violently. After seeing the happiness of the young ones, tree also starts showing its happiness. Tree also starts showing its excitement. So what happens? The whole tree also starts shaking and thrills. Thrills means becomes excited. Children, you must have noticed one thing here. In the beginning of the poem, the laburnum tree was standing still. There was no movement, it was lifeless. But after the arrival of the goldfinch, it also started showing its movement. It means the arrival of the goldfinch has made the tree alive. It filled life in it. So here, through this stanza, the poet is trying to say that for tree, goldfinch is a symbol of life. So symbolism has been used here. Let's see the next line of the poem. It is the engine of her family. It here refers to the goldfinch. The poet says that the goldfinch is the engine of her family because she satisfies the hunger of her young ones. She feeds them, she takes care of them. She stokes it full. Again, she here refers to the goldfinch. Stokes means fills something to an extent. Stokes means she feeds her young ones to an extent. She completely satisfies their hunger and flirts out. Flirts means moves. So finally, after completing her responsibility, her duty towards her children, making her children satisfied, she moves out to a branch end. In the beginning also we saw when she came on the laburnum tree, she was sitting on the end of the branch of the tree. Here also when her task is completed, she again moves out to the branch end, showing her barred face, identity, mask. Children, if you get a chance to see the goldfinch, please download an image of the goldfinch. Actually, this bird is called Son Chiraiya in Hindi. When you look at the face of the goldfinch, you notice that one side of her face has some black stripes, which is the identity of the goldfinch. But here the poet says, when the goldfinch was sitting on the laburnum tree, it does not seem that the bird was sitting on it. Those stripes were looking as if they were the thick branches of the laburnum tree, which means that the goldfinch has also become a part of the laburnum tree. Now let's move on to the explanation of stanza 3. Then with airy, this means something which is mysterious, which creates a mystery. Mysterious, delicate. Delicate means soft. Whistle, you people already know. Chirp, I have already explained. Whisperings. Whisperings means some low sounds. She launches away. Children, launches away means she flies away towards the infinite. Here, infinite refers to the sky. Why has the poet chosen the word infinite in place of sky? Because sky also has no limit. It is limitless. So, after completing her task, she flies away towards the sky and the laburnum subsides to empty. Subsides to empty means comes back to its situation again. Becomes empty again. So what happens? At the end, she flies towards the infinite sky, and the laburnum tree again becomes silent, quiet, motionless, and lifeless. So we have seen one similarity in the poem. The poet starts with this thing only, that the laburnum tree was silent and quiet, it was lifeless. But when the goldfinch comes on it, it gives life to it, it becomes alive. But as soon as the goldfinch leaves the tree, again it comes back to its earlier situation, again it becomes lifeless or motionless. Children, I hope you understood the explanation of the poem. Now let us discuss the poetic devices used in it. The laburnum top is silent and still. One poetic device is used in the first line of the poem. Children, I have already explained you what is personification. Personification means when the qualities of human beings have been given to the non-living beings, or you can say to an inanimate objects, then we say that the personification device is used. So here you see that to be silent and motionless, this is the quality of human beings. But here this quality has been given to a tree. So we can say the personification device has been used in the first line of the poem. Children, can you identify the next poetic device which is used in the same line? Yes, children, you are absolutely right. See, silent and still. Here we can see the repetition of the sound S. It means that the poet has used alliteration device also in the same line. Children, you see the next line? Again, September sunlight. Here also you can see that the repetition of the sound S is used. So this means here also alliteration device is used. Next you see, till the goldfinch comes with a tipping chirp, a suddenness, a startlement. Here also the repetition of S is used. So the same poetic device has been used here, which is alliteration. Then sleek as a lizard. Children, when we compare two things using as or like, this is called simile. Yes, absolutely right. Here, the movement of the goldfinch has been compared to the movement of a lizard using as. This means simile has been used here. And a machine starts up of chitterings and a tremor of wings and tails. Here also, children, if you notice the repetition of sound T. So here also you can say which poetic device is used? Alliteration. It is the engine of her family. Children, to be very, very careful, see what is written. It is the engine of her family. Again, the poet is comparing the goldfinch to the engine of a machine, but without using as or like. So this means that in this line, the poet is using another poetic device, which is meta. She stokes it full and flirts out. Here also the repetition of sound is used. Here also we can say that the poet has used the alliteration device. Children, please pay attention here. See, delicate, whistle, chirp, whisperings. So many words have been used by the poet which are used to create or to show sounds. So can you identify the poetic device which is used here? Yes. Here the poet has used a device which is called onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. The spelling of the device is, children, you write onomatopoeia. Children, I hope you have noted down the meanings of the difficult words as well as the poetic devices used in the poem.